In my opinion, cults are one of the most interesting things in the world, mainly because of what they can do to the people within them. Oftentimes with cults, with the people that join them, you'll see them completely abandon their lives as they know it, and even the person that they are, all for a brand new identity within their new group. And the reason that I'm bringing this up is that there is a YouTuber that goes by A-Dubs or AYY Dubs, who completely disappeared from YouTube, and now that she has just recently re-emerged from her unexpected hiatus, many of her fans have accused her of joining a cult and basically being brainwashed. And this has led to a lot of further conversations, such as the effects of cults on their followers, as well as the relationship fans have with YouTube creators. Alright, so what's going on? So A-Dubs' real name is Alex Weiss, or Weiss, I'm not sure. I had never heard of her, so it looks like she makes like podcast type videos on sex, I think. Like, all of her videos are maybe an hour long, and I think they all have to do with talking about sex or romance or something, and like reading sex stories that I guess her fans anonymously submit. Yeah, not really my cup of tea when it comes to YouTube content, but hey, to each their own. She has 1.7 million subscribers, so hey, she's doing good. It looks like she has been uploading to YouTube for 14 years now. Since 2009, it's been a long time she's been uploading, and she posts one video a week. And the problem all started when exactly that stopped happening. She stopped uploading once a week. In fact, so after posting a video in December of last year, she would completely go dark from YouTube and all of her social media for over 4 months with no announcement, no post, no tweet, anything explaining what had happened, why she was leaving YouTube, anything like that. And what's even more interesting is that in her last video, so in December of last year, she had actually said, so she was talking about her personal life, and she had said, oh yeah, I'm going on a sort of retreat, I'm going on, basically I'm going to check out this cult. Like, she actually used the word cult. She said that she was going to meet this cult, and I guess they were going to have like a potluck or something. It was kind of vague, I guess, and so since she would then go completely dark from YouTube, fans were genuinely worried for her safety, especially fans who had been watching her for the past 14 years and had grown to enjoy her, not just for her content, but her as a person. And yeah, fans were genuinely concerned that she had basically been taken in by this cult or whatever it was and brainwashed. So over 4 months passed by, they did not hear from her, and on April 30th of this year, Alex would break her silence and upload a 39-minute video called Revealing My Secret, where she would explain what happened. And this has sort of gone viral very recently, actually, because just 3 days ago, so about a month after posting this Revealing My Secret video, she would go on to the H3 podcast for over 3 hours to sort of explain herself further after she received backlash from this video called Revealing My Secret. She basically like goes into further detail to kind of expand on the 39-minute video. Okay, so what did Alex reveal in these 2 videos? So what happened and where was she? Essentially, in these 2 videos, she is trying to reassure her fans that she is not in a cult. She explains that it really was not a cult, but that it was a healing retreat where they use a psychedelic drug called ayahuasca to heal the mind, body, and soul. Now, ayahuasca is basically a plant-based form of DMT. So if you've heard of this drug called DMT, it's very similar to ayahuasca in terms of the type of psychedelic reaction it can give people, as well as the extreme intensity of it. And like, I don't think it's exactly the same thing as DMT. I don't think it's the exact same drug, but it's got like basically the same exact effects as DMT. So this drug, ayahuasca, can either give people a really good, life-altering, satisfying trip, or an extremely awful, life-changing trip, or really anywhere in between. I've never taken it, I've never done it, but I believe it's just extremely intense. Alex also says that during this retreat, I guess she's calling it, so in addition to people feeding her ayahuasca, they would practice many forms of, I guess you would call it abstinence from different indulgences. So everyone would abstain from well, a lot of things. So there were rules on like no caffeine, no sex, no spicy foods, no non-plant-based foods in general. She would say that everyone there was a family unit and they were very encouraged to like not even read books, and no communication with the outside world, so no phones. It seems like they almost encourage you to like cut off your family and friends as well, since Alex would talk about her basically losing touch with a lot of her friends during and after this retreat. And Alex has said said that this is all a good thing because she was getting burnt out on YouTube and she needed a sort of change of pace and a refreshing, healing way to, I guess, deal with some problems in her life. And so while some of her fans did give her a positive reaction and say that, hey, they were happy for her, others, and I would say looking in the comments, probably the majority of her fans, they didn't buy it and they accused her of being suckered into a cult. Even though she was saying she wasn't a part of a cult, they kind of said, well, that's what you would say if you were part of a cult. And basically they would say that, yeah, this has all of the red flags of a cult. And a lot of her fans were also upset because she basically disappeared without at least letting everyone know that, hey, I'm going on this retreat, or hey, I'm staying on this retreat and I'm okay. Some people are saying, hey, she is her own person, she's an adult, she does not owe anyone an explanation, which is definitely a fair point, but at the same time, she is a full-time YouTuber. It seems like this is her career, so I would think that, if I was in her position, I would at least make like a tweet or a post or something basically to reassure my fans, especially since she has 1.7 million subscribers. I would let my fans know, hey, you know what? I would basically keep them in the loop. Just to, quickly reassure them that, hey, I'm okay. A lot of people in the comments are also talking about the harmful effects of ayahuasca and how it can influence people within cults to act in strange ways. Almost, acting in a sort of a mind-controlled type of way. I want to end this video by reading a Reddit comment that I found in one of the threads talking about Alex that I found extremely interesting. And while I obviously can't confirm that what Alex was exposed to was definitely a cult, I want to read this to, at the very least, stress the importance of being careful when it comes to experimenting with psychedelic drugs and or, these sort of healing retreats that people are going on. Because I've heard of people doing stuff like this. I've heard about it in my own personal life, and it's sort of sketchy to say the least. All right, so this comes from a Reddit user named Mama Kia, and they said, I was involved in an ayahuasca community for over a decade, and I am so happy I am out now. These are high control groups involving food and sleep deprivation, mind-altering substances, and guru-type leaders, aka a perfect recipe for cult-like spiritual abuse and coercive control. There are so many groups all over the world, and I believe they range from culty to actual cults. Sexual abuse is rampant in this world. The shaman at the retreat I attended in Peru has been exposed as a sexual predator, and I cannot tell you how many stories I've heard of people being raped while under the influence of ayahuasca. So all things considered, this story of Alex or A-dubs is really an interesting one about how a cult, or at the very least a high control group of people, can really change a person and their identity. I wish Alex the best, and I hope that whatever is going on, she can find true healing from whatever it is that needs changed in her life, and hopefully she can achieve long-term happiness.